Gaming Geek here with a quick update on the HeroQuest crowdfunding campaign by Hasbro. Good news to all of our English-speaking countries across the pond as well as down under, as Hasbro has partnered with some distributors both in New Zealand, Australia, as well as the UK. The crowdfunding platform recently passed the $2 million mark, and so I don't know if this was their intention all along to wait and see how much interest there was in the game before they opened up to other parts of the world. I'm providing links in the descriptions below, so if you are in New Zealand, Mighty Ape is partnering with Hasbro as well as EB Games in Australia, and then Zavi in the UK. In all three of these sites, there is a markup from the original price here in the United States, as well as only the Mythic tier, the higher tier, is available. So in Australia, the Mythic tier is costing $300 Australian, which translates to $210 USD. And in the UK, it is listed at £149, which is about $200 US. Although someone did comment from the UK that that did include shipping for them, so the markup isn't quite as bad as it sounds. So it is possible for both New Zealand and Australia that that does include shipping, but if someone from there can confirm in the comments below, that would be great. So that is really good news, because a lot of people were complaining about the fact that the reprint of HeroQuest was only being made available in North America. But hopefully this is a sign that they are opening up distribution and partnering with other localized distributors across the world. And maybe it will also open up in Asia, Africa, South America, but who knows? Because right now it seems like they are only distributing to English-speaking countries. And I don't know if Zavi is shipping to the rest of Europe, so if someone from another country other than the UK and the European Union can just make a comment below whether or not they can pre-order through the Zavi website for their own country. I did take a look at the revised stretch goals, as they did pass the $2 million mark. And once again, I think I'm disappointed with the offerings of just additional minions. There are 2 additional heroes that are on the list, but for the most part, you're getting extra minions, which I don't think is all that necessary. And I really wish that they put in new monsters with new cards and stats so that there was more variable monsters, or to update the rule set, because I don't really care about having more quests. I would much rather have an updated rule set, but I did just drop a video on an alternative rule set, Dungeon Crawl, and if you haven't seen that, go ahead and click here. And I continue to be baffled by Hasbro's business practices. For example, why don't they announce this news on their Hasbro website or on the crowdfunding platform? I mean, that is really puzzling, because they must have known how many people were angry and upset about the fact that they were restricting the initial distribution to North America. And so why not announce it and get people hyped up and excited about it? Also, for a while, I just thought that they couldn't distribute to other places because they didn't have licensing rights. But apparently that isn't the case. And so it must have just been an issue of distribution, or they were just waiting to see how much of a response that they were going to get before distributing to other places. But that's puzzling as well, because they could have made that a stretch goal. Rather than having additional quests, why didn't they make the $2 million stretch goal distribution to the UK and New Zealand and Australia? I mean, that would have been a much better stretch goal, and then people would have known that that was in the works and available from the outset, rather than it happening and them not even making an announcement about it. And so Hasbro continues to really not communicate very well with us fans about what's happening. I think we've been spoiled a little bit by Kickstarter that requires manufacturers to go ahead and post a lot of updates and information, and we're getting very little communication. And if you look at the FAQs, those aren't the real FAQs that fans have. Like, is this going to retail? Is this going to be distributed? Are there plans? What are the future plans and stretch goals that are going to be coming out? But the truth of the matter is Hasbro doesn't have to do any of that extra work, because they are going to make millions from this campaign. And one of the other things that I'm curious about is why there wasn't a sudden jump in the numbers after they opened it up to these other countries. I anticipated that there was going to be a jump, but maybe it's because people haven't heard about it. Like myself, I didn't hear about it until this morning, 4 days after they opened it up to Australia and New Zealand, and then I think they opened it up 2 days ago possibly to the UK, I'm not sure. So there's very little communication that's happening, in terms of what is actually going on, which is baffling because they could make a lot more money if they would just send out more information and communicate more. But maybe this wasn't in their plans at all, and they were responding to us as fans as we were asking that it be opened up to the rest of the world. If that's the case, again, I think it would go a long way in terms of garnering goodwill if they just said, hey, we listened to you guys, we heard you, we're working really hard to make this happen. Anything like that would have been great to hear. But overall, I am really happy that it is being made available to more of the world, and hopefully that's going to open up even more so. Please like this video and subscribe. Check out my Patreon page to see what the GGGG is for this month. And as you can see here, I am in the process of upgrading my HeroQuest board, and we'll be posting that video next week. So click that bell icon to be notified for when that happens. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.